By 1984, we thought we'd seen it all. Mummies, zombies, vampires, wolfmen, possessions, and even aliens. Slasher films, too, appeared to be getting boring. But then Wes Craven introduced us to Freddy Krueger, literally the most nightmare-inducing horror film villain that the world had ever seen. And after one original movie, 7 sequels, 1 remake, and even 2 comic book storylines, we feel it is time to give the Springwood slasher the respect he deserves. That being said, here are 99 facts you may not know about one of the most recognizable horror movie film villains of all time, Frederick Charles Krueger. Number 1. Wes Craven, Freddy Krueger's creator, died 1 month after his 76th birthday on August 30th, 2015 in Los Angeles, California, of brain cancer. MTV Channel's television series Scream, whose franchise was also created by Wes Craven, dedicated its 10th episode to his memory. Number 2. The original house used in the filming of A Nightmare on Elm Street is at 1428 Genesee Avenue in Los Angeles, California. This home still stands sporting Freddy's infamous red door and is visited by thousands of eager fans every year wanting to snap a photo with the now infamous landmark. Number 3. Freddy Krueger dropped his own rock album titled Freddy's Greatest Hits. The novelty album by the Elm Street Group featured the voice of Robert Englund in songs such as Do the Freddy, Don't Sleep, Down in the Boiler Room, and Elm Street Dreams. Number 4. Freddy Krueger had his own TV show, courtesy of director Tobe Hooper. The 1988 Twilight-style anthology series was titled Freddy's Nightmares. In the pilot episode, No More Mr. Nice Guy, his TV show actually gave insight to Freddy's backstory and his murders before becoming a dream demon.
And her 4-year-old brother, Mike Cross. He was found in this dumpster a block away from his home.
Interestingly enough, Alice Cooper, whose one of his greatest hits is titled No More Mr. Nice Guy, would later play Freddy's adopted father in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Number 5. One of the most interesting cameos in A Nightmare on Elm Street movies is the one of Robert Englund himself. Not as Freddy Krueger, but as one of the 100 maniacs who raped Freddy's mother, Amanda Krueger, in A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. This is an interesting little Easter egg, as Robert Englund can be seen wandering around with all the other nut jobs, which places him, or at least his sperm, as the father of Freddy Krueger. Number 6. Robert Englund is one of only 2 actors ever to portray their original horror character 8 consecutive times on film. The other one being Doug Bradley, who portrayed Pinhead 8 times in a row in the Hellraiser movies. Number 7. Lynn Shay, the younger sister of Robert Shay, owner of New Line Cinema, once appeared as the high school teacher in the epic A Nightmare on Elm Street scene where Tina Gray's corpse appears to Nancy Thompson while in class. You might remember Lynn Shay from such movie roles as Magda in There's Something About Mary and as Madame Elise from the Insidious movie franchise. Number 8. Freddy has been known to wear 2-bladed gloves at the same time. As shown in the Mortal Kombat the video game, Freddy defeated Shao Kahn using both of his razored gloves. Number 9. The A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise has helped quite a few actors and actresses start their career in movies. These include Johnny Depp, Patricia Arquette, singer Kelly Rowland, and Tom Arnold, who all made their movie debuts in Freddy movies. Number 10. Freddy Krueger stood trial for his murders of the 20 children of Springwood, but was released on technicalities that included not having been read his Miranda rights and being served a wrongly signed search warrant. This infuriated the townspeople, and they formed a vigilante mob that cornered Freddy in the boiler room lair where he worked, and where he would sometimes take his victims to torture. These townspeople torched Freddy on fire and watched him burn. Number 11. Before making films, young Wes Craven had already earned an undergraduate degree in English, an undergraduate degree in psychology, a master's degree in philosophy, and a master's degree in writing. Number 12. Actors Mariska Hargitay, Lori Petty, Brad Pitt, and Jeff Conway all appeared on episodes of Freddy's Nightmares. You might recognize actress Lori Petty as the epically awesome Tank Girl, and also as Loli Whitehill in the series Orange is the New Black. Actress Mariska Hargitay as Special Victims Unit Olivia Benson. Actor Jeff Conway, known for his role as Kaneki in the movie Grease. And Ocean's 11 actor Brad Pitt as Achilles in the movie Troy, and once husband to Angelina Jolie. Number 13. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, the Dream Master, the actress that played the pinup girl who appears to Joey just before his death, is none other than Hope Marie Carlton, Playboy Magazine's July 1985 Playmate of the Month. Number 14. Robert Englund auditioned and was considered for the part of Han Solo in the 1977 film Star Wars. While auditioning, he actually suggested to his close friend Mark Hamill, who happened to be sleeping on his couch, to come and audition with him. Although Robert Englund was never cast in the movie, you might recognize his friend Mark Hamill in the movie Star Wars as Jedi Luke Skywalker. Number 15. The theme music to Freddy Krueger and A Nightmare on Elm Street was actually composed by Charles Bernstein, who also scored themes for the scary movies The Entity, Cujo, and April Fool's Day. Number 16. Freddy Krueger's main weapons are his gloves. They are self-made custom devices that come in different shapes, blades, and sizes, and can have razors, blades, nails, and even hooks as fingertips. They can vary from 4 to 5 blades for each finger and are specifically engineered to slice and dice human flesh. Number 17. In the 1980s, Freddy Krueger ruled the marketing empire. Amazingly, the Springwood slasher was everywhere from talking dolls to wax packs trading cards, squirt toys and yo-yos to cheaply made Halloween costumes. Number 18. The reason for Freddy Krueger's powers are because of 3 satanical dream demon worms that came to Freddy as he burned and offered him the second chance to seek revenge on the people of Springwood. Number 19. Wes Craven has admitted to smoking marijuana and snorting cocaine in the 1970s. Needless to say, this didn't last long, as Craven obviously sobered up and began making short films. Number 20. Freddy Krueger once cameoed in the intro of Roseanne Barr's comedy special. In return, Roseanne Barr, along with her ex-husband Tom Arnold, cameoed as a pair of hapless parents who were clearly suffering from some post-traumatic Freddy stress in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Number 21. Freddy Krueger was once forced into the Deadite dimension by the Ex Mortis Necronomicon, aka the Book of the Dead, from the Evil Dead franchise in the comic book series Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. This is the dimension where all of the evil ghouls and possessed maniacs from the Evil Dead movies come from. Number 22. Robert Englund was born on June 6, 1947 in Glendale, California. He was the son of Janice Nee MacDonald and John Kent, an aeronautics engineer who helped develop the Lockheed U-2 airplane, a reconnaissance high-altitude airplane used by the Air Force and the CIA. Number 23. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, once rapped with Freddy Krueger. This hit single, titled A Nightmare on My Street, featured DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince rapping lyrics with Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. This single from the album He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper became a crossover hit in the US, reaching number 15 on the Hot 100 list in 1988, even without a proper music video. This is because New Line Cinema opted out of the deal and forced the record label to include stickers on the cover of the album that read, "This song is not authorized, licensed, or affiliated with the Nightmare on Elm Street films." Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff would still go on to have lucrative careers in television, rapping, and in the movies. Number 24. While living at 1428 Elm Street, Freddy Krueger built a special room in the basement of his family's home where he crafted tools of death. Freddy would use these tools to torture, slash, and kill 20 children of the city of Springwood. Number 25. Freddy Krueger is married and he has a daughter. Freddy met his future wife Loretta Krueger after dropping out of high school and beginning work at Springwood's local power plant as a janitor. She apparently saw something good in the bastard son of 100 maniacs that the rest of the town could not see. Number 26. One day, Freddy's wife discovered this room, and terrified, she promised she would keep it a secret.
Fred, please. I won't tell.
This did not stop Freddy from strangling and pummeling his wife to death in front of his 6-year-old daughter. Number 27. Freddy's glove once made a cameo appearance in the 1998 movie Bride of Chucky, in an evidence room locker that also contained the remains of Chucky the Killer doll, Leatherface's chainsaw, and the masks of Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Number 28. Freddy can survive in the dream realm as a dream demon and wait for his victims to go to sleep. Freddy will then force his victims into his dream world and kill them, essentially breaking the fourth wall of murder, where they will die in real life, appearing to be a suicide or murder by someone else. Number 29. Wes Craven got his first big break in writing and editing X-rated pornographic movies. That's right, at some point Wes Craven even played a role in the making of the X-rated movie Deep Throat, which is now historically known as one of the most significant X-rated porno movies in history. Number 30. Johnny Depp returned for a sequel appearance in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, appearing to Spencer as Glenn in an infomercial just before Freddy smacks him with a frying pan and kills Spencer in a makeshift video game dream.
Question?
Yeah! What are you on?
Number 31. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Ash Williams have battled it out in the comic book known as Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, which spawned a sequel comic titled Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash: The Nightmare Warriors. In this storyline, Freddy Krueger gets a hold of the Ex Mortis Necronomicon, aka the Book of the Dead, and is given limitless powers here on Earth. Number 32. Robert Englund almost did not play Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge, the movie sequel. This was because Robert realized how important he was to the franchise and he upped his fee. The studio thought, whatever, it's just a man in a mask, and they set out to replace him. In the end, they hired a stuntman, but the test shoots went so horribly wrong that New Line Cinema had no choice but to come crying back to Robert Englund with a blank check in their hand. Number 33. In 2011, Freddy appeared in Mortal Kombat the video game as the first guest character ever from a film franchise to appear in a video game as a DLC character. Many others would follow.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Number 34. Freddy Krueger becomes more powerful with fear. He will use these fears, such as the fear of bugs, fear of heights, and the fear of drowning, in the way he kills his victims, and then he will collect their souls. Number 35. Wes Craven's first movie, The Last House on the Left, was produced by Sean Sexton Cunningham, who also once worked in pornographic movies. Sean would later go on to produce the movie Friday the 13th, giving birth to Jason, the disfigured boy from Camp Crystal Lake. Number 36. Freddy Krueger has a late-night TV talk show. In the television series Freddy's Nightmares, Freddy Krueger had his own late-night talk show called Springwood Confidential, where Freddy sometimes kills, tortures, and even grills. Yep, that's right, grills the guests on his TV show. Number 37. In the 1991 film The Final Friday, Jason Goes to Hell, both the Ex Mortis Necronomicon, aka the Book of the Dead from the Evil Dead franchise, and Freddy Krueger's Razor Claw appear as cameos in the movie. Number 38. In the Dream Realm, Freddy can manipulate reality. He can also enter and manipulate people's minds, forcing them to kill in the real world. Number 39. Freddy Krueger has street cred. Freddy Krueger has been included in lyrics and has been shouted out by more rappers than any other pop culture horror icon ever. So much so that Freddy Krueger has appeared in the lyrics of the Ghetto Boys, Ice-T, The Game, Waka Flocka Flame, Big Daddy Kane, Tupac Shakur, Eminem, Riff Raff, Kendrick Lamar, Ludacris, Meek Mills, Redman, Migos, Young Thug, Lupe Fiasco, Mac Miller, Lil Wayne, Lil Uzi Vert, and many, many, many more. Number 40. Freddy Krueger has appeared in Adult Swim episodes of Robot Chicken. In the episode Big Horror Movie Brother, Freddy goes up against the likes of Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Leatherface, and Pinhead as they compete to win America's vote in the Big Brother house. And in the episode It's the Gifts That I Hate, Freddy is confused for a child abuser after going maniac on kids' gifts, not the children.
Oh my God! That man is attacking our children! What? No, you've got it all wrong. It's the gifts that I hate. Child abuser!
Number 41. Credit for Wes Craven's change to the film industry is due to a close friend named Tom Chapin, who suggested a position at a New York City post-production company in Manhattan, New York. This would be Wes Craven's first creative job in the film industry as a sound editor for Harry Chapin. And you might recognize the name Harry Chapin because he's the folk rock star Hall of Fame legend who famously released the songs Taxi and The Cat's in the Cradle.
And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Number 42. Freddy Krueger was once stood up at prom. In the television series Freddy's Nightmares, Freddy Krueger actually kills the girl who stood him up for prom by pinning her corsage to her dress with a gigantic corsage pin. Number 43. In 1991, Sam Raimi, the creator of The Evil Dead, put a poster of Wes Craven's 1979 film The Hills Have Eyes in the movie The Evil Dead. Wes Craven returned the cameo by showing the Evil Dead movie on Nancy Thompson's TV in one of the scenes of 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street. In a double return, Sam Raimi conveniently placed Freddy's glove above the door of the toolshed in his 1987 sequel, Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. And more recently, conveniently hanging by the wall in the season finale of Ash vs. the Evil Dead, although this version of Freddy's glove does appear to be missing the bladed fingertips. Number 44. Freddy Krueger once entered the mind of Jason Voorhees, who he then coaxed into killing in his honor. In the 2003 movie Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy Krueger entered the mind of Jason Voorhees pretending to be his mother, Pamela Voorhees. He then convinced Jason to go to Springwood and kill, spreading fear throughout the city and allowing Freddy to return. Number 45. Freddy Krueger once took over MTV. As part of a promotional stunt for A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Freddy Krueger appeared in MTV's Freddy Krueger Hour. During this hour, Freddy played 6 music videos including Dawkins' Dream Warriors, Love Kills by Vinnie Vincent Invasion, Are You Ready for Freddy by the Fat Boys, Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon, Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, and Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. At the end of the hour, Freddy kills MTV personality Kevin Seal.
People in the world, go and see your movies and really enjoy.
Number 46. Freddy Krueger's daughter's name is Catherine Krueger. She was given the name Maggie Burroughs to hide her identity from Freddy after being adopted. Catherine would confront her daddy in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, and after bringing him into the real world, she would explode Freddy with a stick of dynamite, releasing the dream demons from within his soul.
Happy Father's Day.
Kids.
In the comic book series Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, she actually returns, sporting her own razor claw and becoming Freddy Krueger's new killer sidekick. Number 47. The Simpsons too have paid homage to Freddy Krueger. In one of The Simpsons' famous ever-changing intro sequences, Freddy was seen on The Simpsons' couch with Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Freddy also appears in The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror 5 segment The Shining, as he and a gang of other television monsters drag Homer out of a food storage area. And in The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror 6, Freddy Krueger is portrayed by groundskeeper Willie as he tries to hunt down and kill Bart Simpson in his dreams.
It was only a dream.
Number 48. Freddy's bladed gloves were inspired by Wes Craven's cat and our human primal fear of clawed creatures. Number 49. Wes Craven's inspiration for A Nightmare on Elm Street was from an article about a rash of deaths occurring in the United States between the 1970s and the 1980s, where 116 Asian men died in their dreams. The Los Angeles Times wrote articles about these men, including an article about a son who told his parents that something evil was trying to kill him in his dreams. Having read this article, Wes Craven was inspired to create a monster that was tied to the deepest recesses of our subconscious, our dreams.